What's up YouTube? This your boy D Wayne bringing you another video at this time. So basically what we're going to be doing today is going to be discussing necloths. Now necloths are the newest archetype, rather ritual archetype after Gishkis. You know, a little tidbit for you guys. Gishki translates from Japanese to English as ritual. So basically Gishki's ritual. So yeah, necloths are the newest ritual archetype, as I've stated. Basically, they have two different effects. One that activates from hand and also on-field effects. So basically, I'll do the ritual monsters first, and then we're going to the effect monsters as well. Alright, so the first ritual monster I'm going to discuss is necloth of Trishula. Obviously, I'm sure you guys have played a lot of necloths on Dual Network and Death Row and stuff. They're a very great deck, especially Trishula himself, which his on-field effect is obviously his best one because he retains the original Synchro's effect from, well, Trishula the Synchro, of course. So basically his on-field effect is obvious. You when he's ritual summoned, you will banish from hand, field, and grave. And according to the rulings that they have on that, well, the way they have them set up on Death Row is that you have to have each of one in their specific places in order to activate Trishula's effect. So you can't be broken and activate Trishula's effect first turn and get something out of the hand. So, alright, so that's basically his field effect. Hand effect is when a necloth is targeted by an effect, you can discard the card from your hand and negate that effect. Unfortunately, it doesn't destroy. That would make him awesome, but that's cool enough to be able to negate targeting effects. Alright, so that's him. Next, we have necloth of Brionic. Guys, he's probably one of the more important cards too, because his hand effect is that when you discard him, you can search for any necloth monster from your deck to your hand. So you guys already know searching is always very important in this game. So, and the deck is, to be perfectly honest, is very fully searchable. Bionic is only one of the ways that you can search for stuff. So yeah, so that's Bionic's hand effect. His on-field effect is I think once per turn you can send up to 2 extra deck monsters back to the extra deck. I don't think you don't have to discard anything. You could just activate the effect and the monsters go straight back to the extra deck. Which I think that's pretty cool too. Alright, next we have necloth of Colossus. He's another searcher. Basically, his hand effect is you will search for, when discarded, you can search for a necloth spell card from your deck to your hand. And also his on-field effect is you can during another player's turn negate monster effect and reduce the monster's attack to 0 until the end phase. So both effects I actually think are pretty good, because this obviously is the era of monster effects, so having the ability to negate monster effects is very important in this day. So that's pretty cool. Next we have necloth of Gungnir. Perfectly honest, of course, again, his hand effect is a lot better than his field effect. So I'll basically go into it. His hand effect is he protects your necloths from being destroyed by battle or by card effects until the end of the turn, of course, which is, I think, is pretty good. And his field effect is during another player's turn, you can discard a necloth card to destroy one card of the field. That effect can be situational depending on what the situation calls for, whatever the case may be. But my opinion, of course, hand effect better than field effect. Alright, next we have necloth of Decisive Armor. I think he's pretty cool too. His hand effect is basically acts as an honest. So if you're attacking or being attacked, of course you're gonna discard this card, and your necloth monster will gain attack 1,000 attack and defense until the end of the turn. So that basically means if that actually can serve as a win condition as well, because your opponent may have less than 3,000 or less than 2,000, wherever the attacking monster is, you can just increase the attack by 1,000 and you can just win like that. So, trust me, it's happened. I've done it and I've had it done to me as well. So, you know, that's cool. That's fine. I believe this one more. necloth of Catastor. I know his field effect is he auto kills non-water, or I'm not entirely sure about Catastor because he's probably the least important one of the necloths. So I don't remember what his hand effect is. I know his field effect is he auto destroys something. Alright, so that's basically that. The effect monsters now we have necloth caster Shrit. Now he's probably the most important of the effect monsters for necloths as well, because he has two pretty cool effects. One, when he's tributed, you can search for a warrior type necloth from your deck to your hand, and also when he's used as a tribute, rather he can be used as the entire tribute to summon a necloth monster, which is actually very good, very awesome. I like that. Next we have what's the necloth of Exa. When he's tributed, you can add a dragon type necloth from your deck to your hand. Actually, let's kind of rewind back there. I forgot necloth of Valkyrius. He's pretty good too. His hand and field effect are really good as well. His hand effect is you can discard him and banish a necloth from your graveyard to negate an attack and end the battle phase. Really good, especially when your opponent's swarming. Very important to stop that battle phase and buy you an extra turn and stuff. His field effect is you can tribute up to 2 cards from your hand or face up on your side of the field to draw 2 cards. So obviously if you have Shred, Magician, or Exa, you can tribute those two, draw 2 cards, and those cards when tributed can search as well, so you'll gain a +2 from that, which is awesome. Alrighty, so going back to the effect monsters. Now we have it's a necloth Great Sorcerer or something along those lines. When he's tributed, you can add a spellcaster type necloth monster from your deck to your hand. And when he's banished, you can dump a necloth monster from your deck to the graveyard. Really pretty good, pretty good. And last we have Exa, which when tributed, as I said, acts a dragon type necloth monster from your deck to your hand. And when he's banished, he can special summon a necloth effect monster from your from your banish back to the field. So he can special summon any of the other effect monsters, Shred or Magician, back to the field to be used again. So it can sort of loop itself a bit with the other monsters. Alright, now we have Examira, which is the ritual spell card for them. Examira basically states that activated, you can send monsters from your hand, field, or banish necloth monsters from your graveyard to ritual summon the monsters. So obviously it has to be equal in order for it to work and all that other good stuff. That's pretty good. And then you have Collider Mirror, which does the same thing. Basically it's hand, field, or you can send a monster from the extra deck as a tribute to summon monster or monsters. So it means it can summon more than one monster. If you send a high enough, level monster from the extra deck, you can summon 2 or more monsters depending on the levels of the monsters that you want to summon, and if they are equal to the sent monster from the extra deck. So it's a very versatile deck. Very, very versatile deck. It's fully searchable. Obviously, you're gonna add tech choices like Manju of the 10,000 Hands, Sonic Burst, Senju. You can also use the tour guide engine with it, with releaser or rituals. And basically, once you have releaser or rituals used as a ritual monster, most decks these days are special summoning, so they are likely to scoop up because they can't special summon nothing. So I definitely know that. I've It's actually pretty hilarious when you release her on someone who uses a deck that special summons. You can just see the scoopage just coming a mile away. So, that's actually pretty fun to do against people and stuff. So. And of course, you're gonna have that done to you as well. So, it's gonna happen regardless if you like it or not. So, try as you might. But anyway, yeah. I think the deck is actually really good, as has actually decent matchups against a lot of the meta decks these days, especially Shaddolls, because most decks these days can't handle being banished, especially Shaddolls, because you can even if they first turn Winda you, you can just first turn Shula, banish the Winda, banish the Shadow fusion that they have in the grave, and banish a card from their hand, and especially if you use Releaser for it. Oh my god. So Releaser, hit that Winda, hit that fusion, hit a card in the hand, and that's it. They can't really do much after that except try to set dragon or lizard or something in an attempt to bounce or destroy your monsters. In which case you have what is it, necloth of Gungnir, and also if you have another Trishula in hand, you can stop the dragon effect, and you can stop the lizard effect as well to try to destroy your monsters. So there's not really much they can do first turn unless they open really well, because your monsters are not coming from the extra deck, so they can't fuse from the deck to get construct or anything like that unless they already have the win monsters in hand. So, and if you've already used Relicia for it, they can't fuse, period. So they're just basically stuck there in limbo, hoping that one of their flip effects will go off or whatever. So, it's pretty good. Also, it has pretty good matchup against Burning Abyss too, because obviously the cards rely on their graveyard. So once you start limiting their options and stuff, there's not too much they can do either. So I think it's really good against the meta decks that are out, especially Satella Knights too, because they rely, heavily on their XZ plays and stuff. And if you start removing their XZs on field, they can't really do much either, especially if you hit them with Releaser as well. So, it beats them overall. Alright, so basically I like the deck. I've been doing a lot of play testing with it. Got some replays for you guys. I'm gonna put it up as soon as I get the software available, because for whatever reason the Camtasia that I was using is the trial period's over, and I'm not trying to pay like $300 for the actual software. So I'll see if I can get some free software or whatever, and try to put those replays up for you guys. Alright, so basically I'll leave it at that. So I'll be bringing you more videos in the meantime, but until then, peace, YouTube.